Hey everybody, this is Kara Crosswhite Brindle. Welcome back to another video. I have a special guest. We're both super jazzed that she's here. I have Jen with me today. Hi, Jen.
Hello.
So, as everyone knows on this channel, I kind of live in three different buckets, one of which is the money bucket, so financial therapy stuff. And that is why Jen is here. Jen, you want to introduce yourself and tell people what you do?
Yes. So I'm going to go way back when. My name is Jen Ewan, and I grew up in a family that openly talked about money. My parents did a fantastic job about having direct conversations with money and also kind of like those subconscious things that we witnessed of the ways that they interacted with money. And certainly learned that that's not the case for the majority or many people.
Right.
So
Reality
my
check. Oh,
Yeah. My parents did skip some other topics, but if they were to pick one, I'm glad it was money. Um, and then I met my husband and he had his own wealth building journey, and together we often pitch each other on different ideas of what we wanted to do, but we were creating these goals that we felt really unique and didn't have the guidance. A traditional financial advisor didn't fit our mold, didn't really see our goals the way that we did. And so I just started having as many money conversations with women as possible. And I get some women who were like, yes, let's do this. I've been waiting for someone to start a money talk with me. And others who had those financial trauma or just experiences with money that it was taboo, it was rude, it was stressful. And I had women who would physically recoil and walk away from me if I tried to start a conversation with them. And I knew all women would benefit, all people really would benefit from being in community and as we normalize money conversations. So I created the Pledgettes as a financial community for women. We also offer a small group program. I'm a certified financial education instructor. I do speaking engagements and one-on-one. And last year we launched our first product, the Healthy Wealthy Talks Deck, which we'll get into a little bit more, but it's been fascinating to also have a product and a lot of learning there.
oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, and as you know, we talked offline, like my population is therapists. And so I always love to hear people's story of how they got to where they are. So that was beautiful. And so many questions. So obviously the highlight for everyone is there's a resource that Jen is showing off today and I'm showing off today, which is this deck of cards that helps people have conversations about money. Of course, I imagine all the conversations you've had over the years, Jen, has informed this deck of like what questions showed up here. Like you had to narrow it down and say, here are the questions I want. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that there's how I really see money conversations is that we have money conversations all day, every day without talking about it. When we go out to dinner with our friends, who's going to pay? Where are we going? You know, we are having conversations with our partners. We're having money conversations with ourselves. And I think it's good to acknowledge that money conversations are like peeling back the layer of an onion. Like
Mm-hmm.
that outside onion skin is safe and there's less friction to talk about that. And really, the tears come at the center of the onion when you're finally chopping that center.
The tears. Yes. Love
And
that.
so I think like just creating a container where people can have conversations about money. And then as they build trust and credibility with whoever they're having these conversations with, their therapist, their partner, their kids, their friends, as they build that trust and credibility that they can go deeper. But just to have this space where it's like, there's not a question in here that says, what are the balances of all your accounts?
Right. How much money you
That is
make.
a
Yeah.
center of the onion kind of question. But what I found is that people are more confident about talking about experiences that they have maybe finished the stress cycle of, that they have sort of worked through a little bit, that are far
Mhm.
in the past and they sort of have an end to that experience, or kind of the future. And really, like, I think what people think about our money conversations are present conversations. The
Mm.
credit card bill came, and how are we going to pay for this? An unexpected job loss, an unexpected bill. And when we only have money conversations, then it's stressful. So
Right.
my deck really goes past and future and gets us thinking about celebrating, gets us thinking about positive experiences or turning negative experiences into lessons. And it my goal is that it feels safe. And so they
Mhm.
are healthy, wealthy talks.
Yes. Oh, I love the branding. So for folks, these are the top of the deck, and then of course we're going to show you some of the cards, but not all because you have to buy your own deck. Um, but no, like as therapists, I think like we totally are right there with you of like, how do we make this approachable? Because there is some really like stressful, triggering conversations around money. Now, the
Yeah.
colleagues I serve are all avoidant with money. I say that with lots of love to our watchers of this right now, which is also why you need to know this exists because this is for your clients, this is for you, this is for anyone that it will benefit. And just so excited this exists. So past, present, future all makes sense to me as a mental health professional and financial therapist. Like, of course, we need to look at all of it.
Yes.
So, as you tried to narrow down all the questions, do you have a couple favorites? Like, obviously, we don't want to like show all the deck, but are there like one or two questions that you're like, I love this question for most folks that have given you feedback or one you personally love?
I mean, they're all my favorite. The one that I always love to ask is what's your first money memory, which I'm sure you all get into in therapy quite a bit.
Yes.
And what I love about that question is that it involves another person because somebody has to introduce us to the concept of money. And there's always an emotion tied. People are
Yes.
proud that they earned an allowance or they saw their parents fight about money. But that one is always illuminating to I'm like, okay, now knowing that now I know kind of where this conversation can dig deeper. But I also
Mm-hmm.
love some of the fun ones. There's some either or questions like, would you rather have $1 million today or 5,000 per month for life?
Ah,
And as I've learned from my financial therapist friends and in having so many money conversations, is like there's the people who figure out the math on what you would get, but of course, like they're doing quick math, and so they're not doing
yeah. An
inflation
emotional math.
percentage, like
Yeah.
yeah, and compound interest. But like I think it really like they're fun questions that can dig in deeper
Mm.
and so many people in my community say 5,000 a month for life because they love that financial security. And so really like their goal is financial security. That's their next
Oh,
best goal in their financial journey. And it's really illuminating. But can I ask you, what would you choose, a
yeah.
million today or 5,000 per month?
Oh, I'm definitely in that stability camp as I like build up awesome things. I also had immediate thought, I don't know if this is my own stuff or financial therapist, of like $1 million is taxed. And it's gonna be like, okay, there's a big chunk of it gone. So I'm just like, that doesn't sound as glamorous when I'm like half of, like a good chunk of it is just gone for
Yeah.
taxes. But yeah, I think my personal story, excuse me, is stability. Yeah. So I'm like, I just want that like to coast with that and then build off of that. So maybe that doesn't surprise you in working with women of all backgrounds and industries,
Yeah. But it's fun. Like that didn't feel like a heavy lift for you to answer that question.
right? Like super approachable and still encourages people to like know their edges, right? So I see this as like a self-awareness exercise. If I could answer this for myself, I'm assuming your community has also used this in community. Like, are people going around and all answering the same question? Talk to us about how people use the deck.
Yeah, so everybody uses it differently. What I encourage people to do, especially in the beginning, is to draw 3 cards and answer one. So that money is choice. That is
Yeah.
my baseline of everything. That's what my parents taught me. That's the experiences that I've had. And so I like having choice and like getting 3 things and choosing one.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people to, if those don't work, pick 3 more. Like
Yeah. Don't get
figure out,
anxious.
yeah, wherever you want to start. I want this to be a healthy, wealthy conversation. So wherever you can start, let's do that. Within our community, each week we post a question. Oftentimes it's one from the deck. There's 52 questions here. But there's always more to ask that maybe we'll have future decks. I hope so.
Yeah.
But it's fun to like just get our community thinking and talking about like why they chose to answer in this way. But I
Mm-hmm.
also have a few people who love to use them as journal prompts.
Love that. Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, the people who are buying it the most are couples.
I totally can see that. Yeah. Like, hey, we're trying to like figure out how to have healthy money meetings in the future, but like we got to start with just like talking about money if we've never talked about it as a couple, or in the past it's historically only caused fights or conflict. Like starting with this like slow, like in my head it's like soft pitch towards something big.
Yeah, because I think we put a lot of pressure on money talks that like we have to solve everything we want in one conversation. And really, like, it's a lifetime of talking about money that gets you to where you want to be. I also love these for hikes and road trips, uh,
Nice.
because you're also not making eye contact. You're like doing something together next to each other. So there's also a little more comfort in that, that I'm not looking deep into your soul to know that this is really how you feel.
Like discomfort all over your face. Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't looked fully through the deck as we are recording right now, but I can tell you there's some that are absolutely standing out right away. And the entrepreneur in me loved this one, which is what's your biggest financial fail and how did you bounce back? Of like, oh, let's go heavy. And then like almost like balance it back out by saying like, and how did you bounce back? Not just live in the heavy. So I love questions like that. There was one about what's the best financial advice you've been given. So like I encourage everyone to check out this deck because there's probably all sorts of gold in here that I haven't even looked at yet that I'm just really excited to jump into. Um, so I think the ultimate question, Jen, as we've gotten people all excited about this, is like, where do they find this? Where is this deck located for folks?
So head on over to thepledgettes.com. And in there, there's our shop, and you can get that deck here. We are also we also sell this in Denver for our locals at the Colorado History Museum for Women's History. They have it in their
Nice.
gift shop, which is super cool. And we
That
are
is
working
so
with
cool.
other stores to get it. So you can go in person and touch it and hold it before you buy. But the easiest, fastest way is thepledgettes.com.
Awesome. So I'll be sure to put both of those below for folks who are like, I just need to hear that again. Where do I get it? A lot of our colleagues are in Colorado because that's where you and I connected and that's our community. So I love that there is an option for them to go interact with the cards at first in person. I want to reflect to listeners, this is for couples, this is for families, this is for your individual work, this is for community. I mean, so many applications. And I love, road trips and things. That sounds so fun.
Yes. Yeah, I would just encourage people to start where they're at. And this is just also a great thing to have, like, even in waiting rooms as people are waiting, just so that they can pick it up and explore with themselves. This deck, I built the prototype for this deck 4 years ago, and then it took me 4 years to go from prototype to actual sellable product. And I think it
Wow.
just shows, like, we all have our money narratives. We all have our relationship with money. We're all working through it. And my goal with these is to just normalize money conversations so that everybody is invited to dig in deeper and evolve their relationship with money to build wealth in ways that align with their goals and values.
Beautiful. So I know you mentioned some places to find the cards. Where can people find out more about you if they have questions or even like want to talk about this product journey you just named? Where is the best way to reach you?
Yes, find me at the Pledgettes. If you scroll to the bottom, there's a link to schedule a 30-minute call with me. Um, I generally start so many of my calls with pulling some questions from this deck. So it's a great way to just get us, again, to like start building that trust and credibility so that we can dig into the deeper stuff. I'm a very open book. I love talking about money all day, every day. So please reach out. Let's have a call together.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. So yeah, for again, viewers, this is what the box looks like. I have the decks at now because I was looking at them. You're gonna have options linked below the video as to where to get the deck. But yeah, hearing Jen's story, I hope you're all inspired to see this as another therapeutic tool for the clients you're serving, whether those are couples, families, individuals, financial therapy individuals. So many options here. Even group work, I'm hearing, would be great for this. So Jen, thank you so much for being able to share your journey and this amazing product you put out. I really hope therapists are going to take advantage of this. Any final thoughts as we're wrapping up?
I think, like, growing up, everybody had this perception that a financial advisor was what you needed, and you give this person money, and then one day they call you and say, you can stop working, you've got enough money in your retirement accounts. And I'm just so grateful that in the 4.5 years that I've had the Pledgettes, that I've learned that there are so many valuable specialists like financial therapists who are here to support people on their financial journey. And I'm grateful for it because I think that was missing for so long, is that people were just seeing money as a fiscal thing and to just kind of get people to like power through it. And when you guys create this space to really work through it, you're going to help clients so much more to work through all of the stuff that they've experienced so that their financial journey is a positive one.
Well, thank you for saying that, Jen. I appreciate it. And I definitely feel very lucky to be working with folks in this way. Therapists and entrepreneurs are my two populations, because there's just so much there to unpack and look at and say, hey, how do I have a better relationship with money, not just that power through. So I appreciate you saying that. So for viewers who watched this all the way to the end of our video, Jen has a little special offering for you because you watched the whole thing. What is our offering?
Yes, if you go to our website, thepledgettes.com, and purchase a deck, you can get 20% off your order with the promo code Love Therapy. So that's 20% off with the promo code Love Therapy.
Awesome. And when we talked about this offline, like, what is it going to be? Love Therapy makes sense. I hope you all take advantage of this. It's very generous of Jen to offer 20% off this deck as she's just, building it and bringing it out to everyone. So thank you again, Jen, for that generosity and for being here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Have a healthy, wealthy day.
All right, viewers, stay tuned for more videos. We'll see you next time.